we're discovering that to keep our oil mill and grain mill going, we need more product off the fields. And it seems more fields. We're starting this episode in the red at negative 2,500 in the account, but all that's about to change right now. Yeah, we're in debt for $2,500, and it's really keeping us from having flexibility to run the farm the way we'd like to. So we'll put our trees to good use for a fairly quick single load of logs, just to get things moving. All loaded, 4 trees, and the sawmill is offering a good price. So let's get over there and get out of debt. Almost $26,000, and we've got some breathing room. I had a good viewer comment that it's a shame we didn't stay in the positive numbers. And I'd agree. It did not feel that great stepping back into the red like that. And we've come far enough in the series where we should be avoiding that happening. Okay, we'll get the log trailer stowed and buy something new. The Highland Fishing expansion brought fishing into the game, and all we need is an inexpensive rod to do some very basic fishing. We own down by the river's edge on our property, so we'll just fish off the edge of the cattails. I will say it's a little trickier than it looks, but we just landed a $100 fish. Nice. All right, a small one, 2 big fish, and the one that got away. $900 off just a little bit of fishing. But now we'll get onto some really big money. We've been storing up short planks all year, and we have a few months worth of long planks and beams to sell. We've got a lot stored in the sawmills and several pallets off to the side. So let's get loading and see how we do. That's already an impressive amount of lumber, but we've got one more sawmill. All right, that's a very nice amount of milled wood, but we're not done. Next month, in June, is the best sell time, and there were a few more pallets getting ready to spawn soon, so we've got even more to put on the trailer. While we're here with the pallet fork and everything, let's move the goat milk off to make room for more to spawn. This barn has almost twice as many goats in this single pen, whereas the other one has it broken up into 2 spawn points. So it's not as much of a problem with those. Here though, we'd better keep an eye on it. We'll move into June and see what we've got. Okay, we've waited until the latter part of the day here in June. The price kept going up and the sawmill was produced even more product. So we'll get what both sawmills have produced and add to the trailer. All right, there we go. I don't think there's any way all that would have fit on the 2 small trailers with the sides off. It just needed this bigger flatbed. While we're here, again with the pallet fork and all, I want to move these partially full pallets into the small dairy. It's enough to keep the pitiful little thing humming along. I was putting the pallet fork away, but look at this. The first growth stage of our Manchurian pines. It's been 2 years just to get to this, but they are really nice looking trees. They've got a great color to them. Yeah, they look nice bordering the field. As long as we're checking things out, check out these oats. They look great. Not a weed in sight, 95% yield bonus, and we'll be harvesting them next month. Time to get the lumber sold. It's not the prettiest load, but it's not terrible either. And look at those oaks. I think they're fully grown. We'll come back and check them out later. Right now, we'll get the wood sold and brace for the deluge of money. Oh wow, it took all it could hold. We'll go sell the others, hopefully at the other playground sell point. Well, we were, and I have no way to pick those up, so we'll just leave them for now. Okay, the other sell point took the 1 pallet. We just got to get over here with the front loader, or maybe just push them. Let's get ourselves back to the farm and prepare for July. It seems that everything is happening in July. The oats need harvest, and we'll have to maybe prepare and plant that field. We've got 3 fields of canola to harvest, each also followed by a planting of oilseed radish as a cover crop. And if that's not enough, we've got all 4 grass fields to mow, bale, gather up, and wrap, and the fields rolled. Probably some other things too. So we'll use the rest of June to get fully prepared, and that requires buying a long overdue header trailer. We'll use this trailer to bring the harvester head back over to the shop for repairs. We bought it used ages ago, and it wasn't repaired after we bought it, and hasn't been repaired since. It's at 19% health. That's got to be either slowing us down or losing yield. So, to the shop it goes. $2,300? It could be worse. We'll hit the tractor while we're here for a tiny repair, a little fuel, and back to the farm with a fully serviced tractor and header. We'll get this reattached and temporarily park it back under the shed, because next month, which is happening almost literally right now, is when we'll be harvesting all our fields. It's July, and the goats have run out of water. Somehow, we let that slip up on us. And it's a priority before we do anything else. Without water, they'll stop milk production and start losing health. So we'll get right on it. I don't think they've been out too long, but it could have been at some point yesterday. It's just hard to say. All right, the goats are taken care of. Let's look at the oaks. Yes, stately, big. These look to be fully mature, and so now these are what we can start cutting down and dragging to the sawmills. There's 10 trees at each location, and I believe they'll last a while, maybe 4 years, something like that. Now it's harvest time, and we'll put the combine to work to start gathering up the canola. I wanted to get to this field as soon as possible so we can get some grain into the oil mill. What I'll do on these fields is use a mixture of my labor and hired workers to get all the harvesting done. Things like going around the oil mill and the headers we'll do ourselves. Then turn things over to the worker while we do the carting and even start putting in some oilseed radish as a cover crop with our new direct drill. So I believe that means getting all the machines on the job and trying to keep as much going at once as possible. This should be interesting. That's a lot going on. We'll directly unload what's left in the combine into the oil mill and then start to get things moved down to the other field. I think I want to finish all the canola before moving on to the oats. So we'll get the combine started up and let the worker complete working this field however it wants, while we get back up to the other fields and finish putting in our cover crop. This is the last of the cover crop, at least on these two fields. Let's get down to the last canola field and check on the workers' progress. They've earned every penny, and with the beacons on, they're signaling us that they're ready to unload. Our timing couldn't be better. After we get this transferred, I'll just take over myself to finish the last couple strips. Sometimes it just feels good to run the combine by yourself. And look at the vertical sickle bar trimmers, keeping everything cut to avoid getting weeds and such all tangled up or damaging the crop. All right, that's it for the trailers, and there's still some left, so we'll drive back up to the grain mill and unload it directly, because it's kind of on the way. Our oats we have to harvest are next and are just across the road. Okay, the combine's empty. We'll get it straight away over to the oat field and get started. We could just let the worker do the whole thing, but with that far fence being near the end of the field, we'll do a good bit of the headland ourselves before turning it over. Okay, the last of the canola is in the mill, and that should carry us for a while. But I still doubt it's enough to keep the mill running a full year. We'll need another field or two. And we need to help our worker. They need to unload. So we'll finish up this field ourselves and save a little money. All right, I estimated we needed about another 9,000 liters to carry us over another year, and we got almost 11,000, so that should be enough. We'll get this unloaded to the grain mill, and I will say, for such a small thing, it has a tremendous capacity. We've got more field work, but that'll do for the actual harvesting. We'll start using the header trailer more when moving the combine around on the roads, and that is right now. We'll just drop off the header on the trailer, and there you go. We can now more safely roll the Massey Ferguson back down to the shed, but it may not stay there for long. Once we get that oat field tidied up from the straw, we'll probably build our new workshop and shed. I also think we might even try to plant a new crop in there. And we've still got quite a bit of work left to do this month and August on the canola fields in the next episode. A big harvest, big lumber with $75,000 in the account, and more to come. See you in the next one.